I'm going to talk about the different things that they have posted at this billboard here, which is for the community to see and explore more options in the community. Here in the top left corner, there is a poster for you to become a taxi, and they will meet you and greet you and help you and see if you have the aspects needed to become a taxi. And something that has become a satirical joke in Swedish society is that taxi drivers can't speak Swedish because they are not of Swedish descent. So this is just proving a point, which is quite sad, because that almost justifies the joke, which is quite horrible. Here's dance, salsa dance. I don't know. I don't think there's anything special with it that they've chosen to have a woman, or I mean a dance that is not a Swedish dance. Although one thing that is quite interesting is that there's a young woman in the picture, and it is for mothers with children. And seeing as they have a young woman on here, maybe they're trying to imply that a lot of the young women in this community have children. Then here are two other interesting posters. This one first I cannot understand and I can't explain. So therefore, even in Sweden, me knowing Swedish does not help in this community. Therefore my Swedish skills have been rendered useless. Then here we have a cultural meeting, not of Swedish, not a Swedish meeting, but it's a culture from another country. Seems quite fun, fun venue and everything. So yeah. But all in all, it's a great mix of things, and it both justifies Swedish prejudiced thoughts, if nothing else. Nothing else. So
you can buy candy here also. It's a lot of candy.
And, now the group and I are walking towards the library and yeah, the local watering hole and the Medborgarkontor.
Arts of movie reducerande lektörer.
Yes. And we thought that a public place like the library would be a good place to find examples of that.
So yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. As we walk into the entrance of the library, we see all of these different quotes. And we can read, if we go closer, that is from the Rinkeby dialogue, which was in October 2009. And that is about what the people of Rinkeby thinks about Rinkeby. And one of the quotes, posters, are specifically interesting because they have an ironic aspect to it. It says that in Rinkeby there is hope for the future, and at the same time you can see behind the screen that it says alarm, and that is kind of like, well, it's hope for the future, it will be better, it will be less crime, but at the same time they can't trust their citizens to not break into the door here. So it's kind of a sad, ironic thing. And in here it's movere because of the quotes. Many of them could inflict someone who feels the same way. And also it's delectable because of the colors and the little rainbow stamps. Rinkeby, the mesta och bästa. It's a catchy catchphrase, and it's supposed to shine a good light on Rinkeby. And also it's not really much of dossier in this part. except for maybe here where it says when it's open. Yeah, and this was what we have to say about this part of the library entrance.
As we move up the stairs to the library, we found this wall full of different post-its. And all of these post-its say different things in different languages. And most of them, or those that we can understand, is about if you had one question, what would you say? Or what question would you ask someone who's more powerful than you? So we found this to be movere because it tries to include everybody because of the different languages. As you can see, there are Asian languages, there are European languages, Arabic languages, all types of different languages, trying to include all people in a society. And also the language is very poetic. It's not just straightforward, but they try to use language to that it's approachable and makes you think. We found that it was docere because it's trying to say that language should not be an obstacle. You should not be able to just say one question. You should be able to communicate with everybody about anything. And we also found that there's delectare because, as you can see, there are lots of different colors that are trying to appeal and trying to catch your attention. And it speaks to the people because of all of the different languages, and it's very multicultural. And also they have tried to use different fonts also to make it less boring and to make you stay focused on all of the different messages. And also here we want to say that the delectare is the poetic language. So that is the delectare, movere and docere of this wall.
Here we've just come from Rinkeby and now we're at Östermalmstorg, the center and I would call it the heart of Stockholm. And here immediately we stumble upon this announcement, and what we noticed was, first, it didn't have to attract a certain audience. The audience was attracted by itself. Therefore, no bright colors, nothing. It's very clean and very aesthetic. The second thing that we can see is that it's vintage, and the difference in Rinkeby was that everything was to be new, and it was the future and the future hope and what the legacy would bring. But here everything is about going back to see how it was back then, which is a very interesting comparison to see that one is a very conservative and the other is something that wants to create something new and a newer Sweden in that sense.
Here at Östermalmstorg we found a wall full of magazines, and this resembles the wall of quotes that we found at Rinkeby. These magazines also try to convey you how you should improve your life, just as the one with the quote from Rinkeby that we decided to describe. Only here the focus is a bit different. It tells you about losing weight and new methods, and it also tells you about celebrities. We couldn't find any docere, but we found the movere to be all these famous peoples and all these tips on how to improve your life. And also there's nothing negative on these magazines, it's only positive things that are there to attract you. And the delectare are of course all the colors. As you can see, it's hard to pass by without noticing it. And also they use a lot of attractive people and also a lot of photoshopping to make them even more attractive. So we found this to be a very big contrast to Rinkeby, since there they focus more on the real people of society that actually live there and their opinions, but this is celebrities that people will look up to. So there's a big difference in that, even though there's also similarity that both of these walls that we have seen show improvements in life.
As you go up from the subway at Östermalmstorg, you see these two posters. They are examples of things that are very typical for Östermalmstorg. Here it is about health. Where do you get your power? It's like healthy cereal. In the background there's a fit-looking girl, and it's like health is important. And here you have the money to take care of yourself. And it's delectare because of the colors, and not so much docere, but it certainly moves you to see someone powerful like this. And over here, it's the commercial for skiing equipment. and she mounted in the background and someone skiing, and that's also very typical. As in, for example, Rinkeby, where we were before, there are probably not many who can like go and take vacation and go to a ski resort and buy like expensive equipment. And this is really good contrast when you think about the Zumba lessons for the young mothers that was in the commercial in Rinkeby. And then you see here like a young girl, she's supposed to be fit and maybe go ski and be more independent than a young mother. And that's what we had to say about that.